Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 145. I'm Connor Murphy, here with Grace Matthews from Springfield, Missouri. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. I heard you froze at the football game the other day.
Oh, man, did I freeze. It was very, very cold. My toes were in trouble.
Oh, that's not fun.
I could feel my toes. No, and in fact, there was a little girl in the bathroom that they were treating for frostbite.
Oh, no.
And the bad thing is, the temperature was supposed to be much higher. So if you left like we did from 3 hours away, the missed forecast was pretty much a tragedy.
Wow. Okay. That's not fun when it's that cold
the
out.
Chiefs won.
Yeah. And you know, the Hammer did pretty good on his picks. What did he get, 3 out of 4?
Oh my gosh, he did. He might have got 4 out of 4.
Yeah, I can't remember what he picked already.
But he'll be back towards the end of the week. When we do our show at the end of the week, he'll be back. He'll make some Super Bowl picks because the winners this weekend will be the Super Bowl teams.
Right.
Of course, we're hoping for the Chiefs here in Missouri, but I don't know. The Chiefs playing the Patriots, and the temperature is going to be about 10 degrees or less. That'll be the warm point when the game starts. It's going to go downhill from there. It's supposed to snow the day before. Those New England guys might be better acclimated than the Missouri dudes. We'll see. It's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah. Here in Canada, nobody wants the Patriots to win. We're kind of tired of the Patriots, you know.
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, they just want to see somebody else there.
The Chiefs are due. The Chiefs are always a good team, and then they blow it in the playoffs.
Yeah, and well, like my Rough Riders did this year. Yeah, like my Rough Riders did. Ouch. Lost in the playoffs, man. At the beginning.
That they won.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, the politics in this country are just getting crazier and crazier. You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't.
Yeah. I'm thinking back that and I'm gonna look later this afternoon on the Rivals Chronicles. We did an article, a kind of tongue-in-cheek article about the relationship between Trump and Putin.
Right.
Now, this was back, when everybody was talking about the love fest between the two. And we did a hilarious couple of articles about that. And I'm going to bring those back up because when you and the point of our articles was that you cannot take two men with this kind of personality. I mean, there is no psychologist in the world that agrees that Trump could be a Russian agent. It doesn't fit.
I knew. I mean,
that's like saying Putin would be an American agent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Still, the New York Times reported on Friday, it has not been rejected, that Trump was a Russian agent, a Manchurian candidate. So he's really in office to do the bidding right now of Russia.
Right.
That's how and why they were able to spy on him. That's the goods they sold to the courtroom to get clearance to spy on Trump and Trump's campaign.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, yet somebody else sold your uranium to Russia.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that in a while.
Yeah, so who's the Russian agent?
Everybody was in on that uranium deal. I mean, Hillary was, the main player, but Obama knew about it, Biden knew about it, Kerry knew about it.
Oh, yeah.
This was a game team, and this was their game.
Yeah.
Selling this uranium. And I presume for all kinds of money.
Oh, guaranteed. 10 to 12 million. They're all deep swampers.
They were very serious about this.
Yeah.
Well, and after they got out of office, a lot of these people go up, their bank accounts go up in value. Most of the small players go for 10 to 12 million. Some of the players on this uranium deal went up to like 400 million.
Right. I know.
You're talking big dollars.
Yeah.
And think about it. Them giving Putin our energy.
Yeah.
Now, what could be worse than that? There's not many things you could hand over to Putin that he could control us more.
Yeah. He could turn them into weapons.
Exactly. Forget about the energy. What about the weaponry?
You bet. Mm-hmm.
So the optics here are not good, but you still have these people with derangement syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the mainstream media supporting their ideals. And so there's a great many people that don't hear anything about the Uranium One deal.
Exactly.
They only hear Trump is an agent. Apparently, a columnist at CNN has written an article, 18 Reasons Why Trump may be a Russian asset.
Yeah.
How did she find 18 reasons?
Well, she looked at CNN past stories, probably, because they're all fabricated.
If you're going to make up something, shouldn't it be believable?
This is one of those woke things. Just put it out there and pretend it's true, and it'll be true. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It
is ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. It's hilarious.
Well, and you also have to think back at Trump, and I have to say I never watched his reality show.
I did.
But was there anything in his past life that made anyone believe anything but that he loved America?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like when he first came down the escalator, I was in New York right after that, and I could not believe how these people hate him in New York. Now, this was back in 2015.
Right.
The man is responsible for much of what Manhattan is today. He rebuilt. He brought stores in that wouldn't be there. He sometimes helped them get financing and the money it takes to be in Manhattan. And his name at that point were on buildings around every corner.
Yeah, exactly.
And these people did not appreciate it. Now we have the Bass Pro guy here, Johnny Morris. I beg you to find 2 people in this town that would talk dirt on that man.
Yeah.
Because, he's brought money to this town. He's bought structures. He's brought building, lots of other assets that we would not have.
I think some of it has to do with envy. And you know what? People like to take down the big people at the top just because they can. Or they love trying.
Well, I remember when we were on a bus, somebody said something sort of positive about Trump. It was very passive. It wasn't anything political. It was just sort of positive. And that person was shunned and bullied the whole rest of the trip.
Oh.
No. And that was by the people that ran the sightseeing tour.
Wow.
Were among those. How ridiculous. These people had derangement syndrome long before Hillary lost.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I don't understand it because he is definitely responsible for much of Manhattan.
Well, Okay, here's a point. Look who they've elected now in New York.
Oh, Big Bird?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, yeah, her. Yeah.
I heard she's coming out with a movie about growing up in New York. It's called Straight Outta Brain Cells.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry about that. Couldn't resist. Could not resist.
Yeah, you got to wonder why they're giving her so much airtime.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's ridiculous.
It would be hard. I couldn't believe when she was interviewed the other day that Anderson Cooper could keep a straight face. He was totally stoic.
Yeah, well, of course. You know, you got to push the propaganda of your network, but yeah. So there's my point. They elected her, so I don't expect much from New York. Sorry, New York.
Yeah, they love her. Yeah.
But her math doesn't add up.
I love New York, but I certainly don't want to talk politics with anybody from New York.
Yeah, well, she's blaming that the people are saying, look, her math doesn't add up, you know, for what she wants.
She just says whatever she wants.
And she says it's because she's a woman that her math doesn't add up.
Oh, yeah. Really?
So
she's the woke queen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so if you're a woman, you don't have to do mathematics that are correct, or you can't do it. Which is she saying?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what she was saying there. There's definitely more than one meaning to that statement. So,
well, and these young millennials, you know, right now it's mostly women, but they've got to know that if they're going to be out in the public eye, much of what they say matters.
Yeah.
You know, and it will matter for years.
Yeah, I don't think they recognize that yet.
No, you've got this Tamika Mallory, who is one of the organizers for the Women's March that will take place in March.
Okay.
In a lot of big cities, but the idea began with marching in D.C., you know, for the rights of women. And last year, it's where they all wore the little pussycat hats, you know, and trashed Trump.
Yeah.
Well, this year, the powers that be outside of the march is saying if you're Jewish, don't march.
Oh.
Because they're anti-Semitic. Tamika Mallory has aligned herself with, of all people, Louis Fericon, and she will not, I watched the tape, she will not denounce his anti-Semitism. She'll say things like, I don't agree with everything he says. She walks all the way around it. She will not denounce anti-Semitism.
Wow. What the heck?
Exactly.
I'm still blown away that anti-Semitism actually exists.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, statistically, 2% of the American population is Jewish. Now, Jewish, you may not be religious at all and still be Jewish and be proud to be a Jew.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a good Catholic. I'm a Catholic, but I'm not a good one. You know, I don't go around meeting people and one of the questions I say is, what religion are you? You know? Well,
and if you see a Hispanic person, there's not necessarily a religion attached to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, but you have to be careful as a Jew. And I find myself to be a wimpy Jew sometimes. If I see people that are bothered by the Star of David I wear, I tuck it under my shirt. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, well.
But I do.
What a crazy world we live in.
At times, you know. And it really, that to me doesn't have that much to do with religion as much as it does, that's just who I am. I mean, right. You know, it doesn't mean that I'm anti somebody else. It means that's who I am. Yet people are going crazy over these DNA tests.
Yeah.
But it's wrong to be who you are. The mixed messages out there are just extremely ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But definitely in the United States, the most of the victims of hate crimes are Jews, and they're only 2% of the population.
Wow. I'm blown away at that.
Yeah.
I'm blown away at that. I don't get it.
It is
I don't
terrible
understand.
in the United States, and I don't know. Do you have trouble in Canada with anti-Semitism?
No, I've never seen it. Never heard anything about it. It just, it doesn't seem to exist here, as far as I know. Who knows, in some, some locations in the cities or something, you might see it, but definitely never saw it here, ever in my life. So, yeah, it just doesn't matter to me either. Like, I could care less what religion you are. I'm not going to judge you for your religion. That's ridiculous. Like, I'm not going to judge anybody for their race either.
Exactly. And the people that think about that first, race or religion, I wonder about them. The ones that are always bringing it up, always jumping on that bandwagon.
I don't even understand where it comes from.
I don't either.
It's like opposite of me. It's so opposite, I can't even wrap my head around it. I don't understand it. But
yet there are so many things you're a part of
that you don't know of.
Well, and that people will accuse you of being racist.
Oh yeah, well, just
they have nothing to do with race, but they use that because it works.
Yeah, well, that's just
we've got to quit letting it work.
Just like the Yellow Vest movement, we're all being called racists and against anti-immigration, which that's not the case at all. We're against the open border migration pact with the UN. That's what we're against.
And a lot of taxes.
Yeah, we're fed up.
I mean, the United States, Canada, and many places in Europe are beginning to tax and create, like Obamacare, which was a tax.
Right.
They are taxing the middle class right out of society.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what's going on. And people are fed up.
If you study history, you know that is the beginning of an end to all societies.
Yeah.
You start ripping away at that middle class, you're on the road to destruction.
Yeah, they should really take a page out of history, because there's many, many pages where kings have fallen due to high taxes and other things like that. So pitchforks are coming out, People are pissed.
Yeah, and you predicted that back in 2017.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they're out there right now, and the unrest is ridiculous.
You bet.
We've got another racist situation.
Oh.
The Congressman Steve King from the state of Iowa made some remarks, apparently back in 2013. They seemed like a little silly to me, but and then to the Times last week. Now, what Mr. King said was this: white nationalists, white supremacists, Western civilization, how did the language become so offensive?
And that's racist?
Well, granted, I don't know how he doesn't understand white supremacist is a heated term.
Yeah.
But if that's the context, I'm not really getting it.
Yeah, me neither. I'm confused.
But Republicans and Democrats alike are calling for him to be removed from the House of Representatives. He was ripped of all of his duties.
Wow.
They're not ruling out censure or reprimand beyond, taking him off of his committees. And, I'm not a fan. I'm not anything. I think that this is political grandstanding by both sides. Yeah. I mean, what he says is kind of stupid, and why did he say it? Yeah. First of all, don't utter those two phrases out of your lips.
Yeah, he was missing the context there, which is what is confusing me, because it's like part of a statement only.
Well, it's really not even a statement.
No, you're right.
It has a question mark at the end of it.
Yeah.
So no longer can we ask questions or discuss these things.
Yeah.
I think that people are a little gun shy here.
Yeah.
This really bothers me, and I admit maybe there's something I don't know here.
Well, probably wouldn't have happened if he was a Democrat, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah, because they're not racist at all.
No.
It's just Republicans that are racist, and Western Canadians that are part of the Yellow Vest movement. We're all racist too, I guess.
Exactly, because when you say that, you get attention.
Yeah, even though I work for a black charity, apparently I'm racist, so yeah. I should let them know that. I don't know.
Well, in a sense, they wouldn't even... that wouldn't affect their decision about you, because they would reframe it or woke it in a way that you're working for the black charity because you are a racist.
Well, all they've done is basically diluted the meaning of the word racist or racism. It doesn't mean anything before.
Well, and we've got to quit letting it gain results.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if we can't talk about it, if we can't have an open dialogue about it, we're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. You bet.
I don't know. It makes me sad.
Makes me sad too.
Yeah, William Barr. The hearings are going on as we speak. I was watching them before we began recording. They're much more civil than the Kavanaugh hearings, let me tell you. A lot of people came out of that with a little mud on their face.
Yeah.
Kavanaugh hearings. They're being much nicer and well behaved. They're still saying some stupid stuff, but they're at least saying it in a nice way.
Right. Still.
Wow. The one of the most goofy ones was Senator Blumenthal.
Okay.
He was asking him hypothetical questions and honestly expecting an answer. I mean, as if this man who has not yet been put in office has read the briefings on the Russian probe.
Right.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. But he has his own, package of lies from the past. And it's kind of funny because they always talk about how a liar will be the first one to yell.
A liar.
Lying,
Yeah.
He certainly fits that description.
I think just about anybody off the street could do better than Jeff Sessions. Not a big fan of him. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh, no. He misled everybody.
Yeah.
He misled the president. He misled the people. He misled the people in the committee, the judicial committee that questioned him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
There's really nobody. He did not pull the wool over their eyes. So he's back at home in Alabama now, and that's where he belongs.
Yep. We talked about the deep swamp. He's definitely up to his knackers in that swamp.
Yeah, well, he's pretty short, so it's probably up best. So I don't know.
Well, if it was any deeper, it would have been a lake.
Absolutely.
Not a swamp.
Exactly. A murky lake.
Yeah.
Brexit. Now, the people voted on Brexit.
Right.
Theresa May was supposed to lead them out into the direction that they wanted. And she hasn't done that. She came up with a plan the other day. The plan is not what the people wanted. Although, I've been told Wall Street likes it.
Okay.
But the main street in the UK does not. the parliament is going to vote on her plan.
Oh.
Okay? If they go against her plan, that probably means she's out in a few days and somebody else will come in that will either lead them out of Brexit or the people will be allowed to vote again.
Vote again until we win? Keep voting?
No.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense.
There are a lot of countries in trouble. And we were talking about this off the air because I've been reviewing some video. In fact, go to shenaniganfreepress.com. We got some videos that are up there, and we've got one up there about countries that can't be invaded. But tomorrow we're going to have one up there about countries that may not exist as we know it in 20 years. Now, this is not conspiracy theories. This is just based on what's going on right now.
Right.
And the suggestion is that the UK cannot survive this. You know, you've got the Scots that are trying to pull away anyway, and they're not letting it go. So between the Scots wanting to pull away and the Brexit movement, you've got a very divided country. And
is Canada on that list?
Canada is on that list.
Yeah.
And the U.S. And mostly, I think 20 years probably is a short amount of time. However, I could be very wrong because things are moving very, very quickly. They believe that in the United States, Texas will break loose.
Ooh.
Which Texas has already threatened to do that. Under George W. Bush, they threatened that a lot.
Well, here in Canada, Alberta is our Texas, and they're threatening the same thing. And rightly so. They're getting massively screwed by our Trudeau government.
Yeah. You know, there are issues like Iraq that needs to be, for it to exist, it needs to be divided into 3 countries.
Yeah.
You know, you got the Sunnis, the Shiites, and I forgot the other ones.
Kurds?
Kurds, thank you. You know, instead of them fighting all the time, divide the countries up.
Right. Yeah.
You certainly have North Korea, who, although they have the military and the weapons, they don't have the goods to survive. Besides, I don't think little Kim's in charge already.
Yeah.
I think there's already coup-like behavior going on. But without the rest of the world, they can't survive.
Well, we haven't seen little Kim in video in probably a year or close to it.
He was supposed to be going last week for his birthday to China. Was there no video that showed up on that?
I didn't see anything on that.
No, I didn't see it. But that was him and his wife were supposed to be going there for his birthday.
Okay.
So, but I'm like you. I didn't really see video of it.
Right.
And there's been a lot going on in the world, so I'm not sure little Kim is the top of the charts right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of fallen out of the news. You know.
Yeah.
Hasn't shot any missiles lately, so he's kind of, sitting in the background.
Yeah. Well, a new caravan left Honduras, headed for the Mexico-U.S. border. I have no idea why, because Trump isn't letting the people from the last caravan in, so I don't know what kind of communication is going on down there. I don't know who the organizers are. Is this another Soros funded project?
I would say yes.
At the end of something like this, it is Soros.
Yeah.
But the people are, I don't know, they're making a big mistake right now, because they're going to get stuck in Tijuana or just on the other side of the border, no matter where they are, because we simply don't have any more space.
Right.
You know, we have the spaces for processing are full. I can't imagine the condition in Honduras is going to be worse than sitting in a nasty Tijuana campsite.
Right.
Wondering if you're going to have something to eat.
Well, maybe Chuck and Nancy should take some in. They've got big backyards, I'm sure, with walls around them, so they'd be nice and safe with their
backyards.
migrants.
Let them take them in their house. They're in D.C. anyway.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah, how come they're not giving up their houses?
They've got 2 houses, probably.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah. So they could take in several. I haven't heard them taking in one.
Exactly. Well, at least we can.
Fancy.
At least we can agree that they should take some in. No.
Yes, we should agree, and we don't always agree, but life's a journey, and we're all in this together. Thanks for listening. Godspeed, Connor, and Godspeed to all of our listeners out there.
Godspeed, Grace, and thanks for listening, everyone.